as an immigrant in this country, and I can attest to this, it's very challenging to go to school here, and even find job. Um, how were you able to overcome some of the challenges that we face as immigrant?
You know, to a certain degree, my situation was a little bit different because my dad was already here, and he had gone through some of the challenges, right? So, in a sense, I had some advice from him on how to navigate that. But some of it you have to figure out for yourself, right?
Mm,
And that the best way I was able to do that is finding community, right? Community of my peers, other Africans who are going through it, and learning from them and getting advice from them, but not just Africans. I mean, just finding a community as you're going through the process and asking questions, and really figuring out what it is that you want to do, and really making sure that you get help with the challenges that you're facing. I think that's what helped me the most. I still have friends that I went to college with, right? Because you build those strong relationships, and they sort of sustain you through the difficulties that you go through. So I
mm.
would say, yeah, just having that community is what really helped me get to where I am today.
That's good. Someone listening to you might be wondering, so how do I go about getting in the community? I'm new here. Maybe I've been here for a while, but I don't even know how to go about finding my community or getting to my community. How do they go about doing that?
You know what? You can find community anywhere, right? But
Mm,
sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone, right?
mm,
When I decided to join PMI Minnesota, I knew one person who was volunteering at the time, and then they left. So when I joined, they were leaving. They talked to me about it, and then they left. And so it was just about being brave, and saying, okay, well, this is, I don't know everybody, I don't know anyone there, but if I go and I offer to help and be a part of this community, someone, most people are willing to help, most people love to help, right? And so just putting yourself out there, so it can be uncomfortable, but in order for you to change and grow, you have to be willing to do something that you're not doing, right? So if you stay the same, you're going to be stuck. So you have to be able to change, and to be willing to put yourself out there. And so you can find community in your schools, you can find community in your church. There are people in the churches that are professionals, right?
mhm.
So you can find people there. You can find even in your place of work, unemployment, in your place of employment, you can find people there. But you have to be brave. And then talk to other people around you, and just, don't be afraid to say what you're looking for. I think that's what people are always afraid. So if you're looking for a job, don't be afraid to tell the people that you're looking for a job, because you don't know who you're talking to or who they know, right? So just being willing to put yourself out there, I think, is a really great way to find community, and just look around. The people that you're with, you'll find that even if they don't know, even if they're not in the job or the career or the school, they might know someone, they might be married to someone, they might be friends with someone, they might be going to church with someone who can help you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for that. And looking now at your degrees and certifications, you have an MBA, and you mentioned the MPA, the PMP, CSM. That's a serious stock of certifications and degree. What does each one actually do for you in the work, and which one earn it keep in the most surprising way for you? Like, which one of them do you really admire? Like, oh, of all these ones, I think this is the best for me.
Well, I'm the president of PMI Minnesota, right? So I would say my PMP is the one that I use the most. But the MPA surprisingly helped as well. So when I switched to the MPA because I couldn't complete my MBA in Mankato, I was thinking at the time, well, I maybe I can, join the UN, or maybe I can run a nonprofit. But I didn't end up doing that. And I felt like, initially, I felt like it was a waste. But when I moved to the Twin Cities, I joined MIN, which is a Minnesota International NGO Network. And I was able to be a part of that organization, help to grow it. We started the first kind of annual gathering for that organization, along, my friend Heather and I were part of that community. And so I used the master's in public administration and my nonprofit certificate. And now I'm president and CEO of another nonprofit, right? So surprisingly, it came full circle. So even though you think you might not use it, you just know, you don't know what the future is. But I would say, the MBA and the PMP in my professional life have been the most impactful, because the MBA allows you to learn about all aspects of business. And so when I was choosing to move to become a project manager, I wanted to make sure that I had the professional backing, the brand. I wanted to make sure that I had the knowledge to be able to do that. And so going for the MBA and going for the with a focus in project management and ultimately getting the PMP was my way of making sure that I can show employers that I am a professional in this. I have worked hard. Besides my experience at work, I've been certified by the body that certifies PMI, project managers. So I say they all do different things for me. And so now I straddle the line between a business person and someone who's also running a nonprofit, which is, it works out for me.